Good evening, everybody. This is Pat Mayer, excuse me, from Akron, Ohio. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you tried to watch me this afternoon, things were not working. I got disconnected from Facebook and ultimately YouTube as well. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm not even going to try and figure that one out. But anyway, this is episode 149, and I'm recording this in the evening, and hopefully we'll be able to post it so that you can see what I made today. This is a quick and simple card. Let me grab my mini catalog. Using the Sparkling Snowflakes Bundle, and that includes the Sparkling Snowflakes Tag Topper Punch. It's a cute set. It's quick and easy to make snowflakes, and if you're like me, that's where we want our snowflakes to stay, on a piece of paper, making a pretty card and not on the ground. So let's get started. So just back very quickly to whatever happened today. I just kept talking and recorded what I thought I was recording, about 35 minutes of creativity, and apparently nothing was happening, even though it said it was up on my screen. So anyway, let's get started. Fingers crossed that things are going to be a little bit better this time. So I am going to make a card. Let me show you what it looks like first. And it's this pretty little let it snow, let it snow. It could be a Christmas card. It could also just be a winter card. You can make this anything you want for the winter season. And then inside it says winter greetings. And on the stamp set, we have sentiments of winter greetings, let it snow, and make the season sparkle. And also for you. So if you're making tags for gifts, you could decorate them with the snowflakes and have a for you on there and sign your name. So this is the card. I've already done an envelope for it, which I did this afternoon. And so that part is already done. Set that aside. And I have a piece of basic white cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Misty Moonlight that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and on top of that is going to go a piece of Boho Blue that is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and get that panel done and get that on the front of the card, and using some liquid glue. There we go. So I hope you're having a good start of your week. We've had some warm weather, and hopefully that's going to continue for a little bit. We have already had our first snowfall in the area. So you can still leave comments to this, so let me know what you did last week. If you're doing anything fun, are you raking leaves? That's what everybody around here is doing. I have a lot of trees in my yard, and I used to rake them, but now I have a young boy who does my yard work for me. That's back-breaking work. All right, so there's our card base, all set and ready to go. And here is a panel of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to go on the front of the card. And I also have tag sizes for the tag punch that are 2 by 3 1/4. And let me tell you, I'm going to go ahead and punch these now. When I cut these for any of our tag punches where this has to slide in, and by the way, you can only do one of these at a time, cut your paper just a skosh less than 2 inches. Now, I'm kind of shoving that in there, so let's see if I need to cut a little bit more off of that so it slides in. I go just a tinge to the right of the 2-inch mark. So it'll just take off a sliver, like that much will make a difference for that to slide in versus being pushed in. So let's see if the Misty Moonlight is the same. Again, it's just a sliver, but it really does make a difference. That one probably was okay, so let's do that. All right, now that is going to slide right in. You want to turn it over and make sure that it's in there all the way. And what's good about that is because you've got these borders along the edge to make sure that it doesn't slip, if you push it in all the way, you're going to be good to go and you won't have any messed up part of your tag punch. Okay, again, it slides right in. Make sure it's pushed in all the way and push it down. It does take 2 hands to really get that going, but it is worth it. Okay, so those are done. Now let's stamp this. I don't know if I can zoom in. No, my zoom's not working right. Zooming in on my face, and I don't want that. So here we go. All right, I have put 3 of the detailed stamps on one block so that I can get all 3 done at one time. There's also a set of 3 more not detailed, let's put it that way. So there's no detail on this. And you can line these up, but I'm not doing that for this particular card. But you can line those up so that you could work with them that way, if you see how that goes, which is pretty easy to do. But I like the look of the detailed stamps on here. So for this, I'm going to use Boho Blue. And I'm going to take the ink pad to the stamps. Okay, and I'm going to start in the center, and then I will go around. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I have a pierce mat underneath it. And I noticed that I got some ink over here on this side. So I'm going to wipe that off because I'm going to go back to the ink pad a couple more times. And stamp some more on here. Let's just go around at random. Let's see, there's a small one there, so let's put this one here. And then a little one over here. And try to fill in as much space as you can without overlapping any of the snowflakes. Okay, so that's good there. And let's go to the inside of the card that's already done and put some of those snowflakes on the inside of that too. There we go. So now that's done. Now here comes the cool part. And that is the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And I believe this is found on page 23 with one of the other stamp sets, but it just gives you a beautiful look of snowflakes falling. So let's grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And bring it over here. And for this, I have plate 1. I have the panel that's going to go inside. There's a nice little line there to line it up so your snowflakes aren't crooked. And you want to put it in your machine hinge side first, lay that down, and then put plate 4, which is the dark gray one, on top of that. And this really does give a nice effect to the card. It's an extra step, but it kicks it up and gives it a little bit more wow. Set that back there. Okay, now to finish the card, okay, not that it makes a lot of difference, but there is a little bit of a top and the bottom here because there's more snowflakes up there, and then it kind of peters out when it gets down here to the bottom. So that's going to go on there. But before I do that, I'm going to spatter it a little bit with the Boho Blue Stampin' Right marker. And this comes as a set of all of the in colors for this year. You can no longer buy Stampin' Right markers individually. We haven't had them individually for a long, long time. So you just pull that tab off and put that in the lid. And just add some spatter around on the card. And it really does not hurt that pen at all. And our new markers have more of a bullet end instead of a pointy end. And you really get a good image. Let me find a piece of scrap paper here that I can write on to show you. Let's see, let's pull this out of the trash. And it's more like a marker, a magic marker. So you can actually write with it, which is really nice. Okay, now let's do the tags. And on the Misty Moonlight one, I'm going to take this blue blending brush and add a little bit of color to the edge. hear a train in the distance. How are you liking daylight savings time being gone? I really wish it would go away and we would have daylight saving time all year long. It's on Monday evenings after I finish with my what is supposed to be my live video. I meet some friends for dinner at a local little restaurant, and it was sure dark tonight when we left there about 6 o'clock. All right, so here's that. That's going to go on here. So let's stamp a sentiment. The Let It Snow. We'll do that in boho blue. And put a little bit of spatter on that one too. You have to use the brush end. And I'm going to take that and add some seal adhesive to the back, and then just angle it on there so that the snowflake part matches up there, but this hangs out. And then we're going to put that on with some dimensionals. So this is a quick and easy card. And if you stick around, you're going to see something as a sneak peek that's launching tomorrow. So it's coming soon. Okay, that's going to go on there like that. And then, because it says this is Sparkling Snowflakes, we're going to make it sparkle. So let's put some liquid adhesive on the back of this. It's always good to use liquid adhesive when you've got texture, such as you get from an embossing folder, so that liquid can get into the little crevices and it will hold your card together better. There we go. Okay. I think that's the end of the gluing part. And then let's put, with Misty Moonlight, let's put the sentiment on the inside that says Winter Greetings. There we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, so where are we going to get our sparkle? Wink of Stella. Love Wink of Stella. We don't have glitter anymore. Haven't had that for a long time either. So let's, you can do this a couple different ways. You can get a pretty good sparkle if you pull that off, squeeze it a little bit, just enough to get it going, because it says squeeze here or push, and just take a bone folder and tap that excess off of there. And you probably can't see what it looks like, but there's sparkle on there. And here's another way too, is to squeeze a little bit out on a block. It should be, because that's kind of a new one. I think that was the new one. I had another one set here. Let's do this. try this one. It worked earlier. Okay. Okay, I know what's wrong. This is a new one, and it doesn't have this little black ring off of here. Hello. Now it will work, guaranteed. Because I knew that there was plenty in there. And that comes on there when you get a new one of these to make sure that it doesn't ooze out before you get it. So now, there we go. Look at that. Woo! It looks gold, but it's actually clear. Consider the clear one. And now if you tap your brush in there, you can really get a nice splatter on your card. Okay. Now since there's so much on there, I'm going to save that and use some of that on some cards that I made on the sneak peek. So let's just put the lid back on there. And then I'm going to put a bow on here. When I showed you the sample, this one does not have the bow, but just a piece of the gingham ribbon and some of the boho blue twine that comes as a pack with all 5 of the in colors. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a mini glue dot or 2. Just kind of roll that off of there. And kind of put it down there in that one part of the snowflake. I think I'm going to do 2 of those. I should be able to just pick that off of there with the bow. So let's see if that works. Nope, that's not working. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't, so we just try another way. Okay. And now press that down in there, and there's our bow. We can still adjust it a little bit too. And that's probably about 8 inches of ribbon to make that work. Okay, there we go. And we have to add some more bling with our basic rhinestones. So let's add some of those. Basic rhinestones are almost a staple that everybody should have. You can color those with your Stampin' Blends, as you can with the pearls as well. Let's see, we've got one more someplace. Let's put another medium-sized one here. down here at the bottom. All right. So there is the card. Here is the envelope. And that makes a nice winter card. This was the original one. And it does make a lot of difference if you run that through with the embossing folder. Not required, but it really steps it up. This one I stamped initially with the Misty Moonlight, and then this one was with Boho Blue. So which one do you like better? Let me know. You can still leave a comment. All right, now let me show you a peek about what's coming tomorrow. And it is the Garden Meadow, I guess you would call it a suite, because it does have a stamp set, dies. Here's some pretty little dragonflies and birds. And the star of the show on this one is this paper. It is absolutely stunning. I have heard that one of the Stampin' Up! Artists created these and then turned it into paper. So I can't imagine how somebody does that and the vision that they have, but it's just gorgeous. So I'm just going to quickly go through this paper with you. There are 4 of 7 designs, I think. We'll count. And they just are so serene. They'd be great for any occasion. So I'll just go through these quickly and then fan through on the back. And then I'll show you a couple of the samples that I made. But, and this is called Meandering Meadow. So you can just see how you would meander through the flowers on here. I guess as much as we have flowers, you can never have too many flowers. And there is an array of colors in this paper. Lots of greens, we've got some reds, purples, yellows, lots of blue. Here's one with a lot more yellow. I think that's crushed curry. Some more yellow. A lot of purple here. It's just breathtaking. And I don't know how long this will stay. It is an online exclusive only. And I get a lot of questions about why do we have online exclusives? Well, given this era that we live in, where so many things are done online, this gives Stampin' Up! An opportunity to launch products that are fresh, that don't necessarily have to live in a catalog. So our annual catalog runs from the beginning of May through the end of April. And then we have mini catalogs. The current one is September to December. And we also have Celebration coming up. So there are lots of opportunities to see things in print. But just because it's online exclusive doesn't mean that it can't be ordered through me. So here's another one there. So if that answers your question about why we have these things, that's why. It makes things fresh and relevant and always have something new available. So there is the paper. And then the back sides are more plain. Here's one that does have some floral, but most of them are plain or look like clouds. There's a floral, full floral one. So the back is just as stunning as the front. So that is that paper. And with most online exclusives, we don't know for sure when they run out, if they're able to get them back again because of the supply chain. So if this is some paper that you think you really, really want, please let me know. I will put the ordering information. I'm going to post this on Facebook and YouTube, and I'll put the ordering information for this particular product on those two places. So let me show you quickly the two cards that I did make. I just opened that today. Okay, here's one. There is a die that is like this, and it's just stunning. I can see that used a lot to go with all of these. You could put the wheelbarrow there, put a gate there. So many things you can use with that. And other papers too. If you're lucky enough to have some of that fall paper, that would work too. And then I stamped right on the paper there. And there's one of the little dragonflies. And then this was the other one that I made where I cut that, I call it an archway, out of the paper. And then I ran the, this is Highland Heather, through the embossing folder. I also use the embossing folder here, which is the brick. And then this one is hello. This is popped up and with a bird. So that's what we have. It's just, when I saw it, I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to have that. So anyway, let's hope this works. Again, I'm not sure what happened this afternoon and hope that doesn't continue. If so, I may just need to pre-record some videos to see what's going on. I don't know what it was. I never got an explanation. So have a great rest of the week and enjoy being out there if you can, and create when you can. And I will see you again next week. Fingers crossed. There's my fingers that everything's working. And just take care. Bye-bye.